Okay, so I know a lot of my customers have not used Silo too much so far, so since most of my videos deal with Silo training, I thought I would do a quick introduction to the interface. So when you first launch up, you'll get this 3-port window. To get rid of that, you press the spacebar, whoops, and that will expand the selected window out. So if you want to go to the UV2D view, just press space, and if you want to go back to perspective, just click on the perspective window and space again. If you don't want to go through it that way, you can always change your viewport by right clicking, selecting the viewport camera and then selecting the view that you want to work in. Also, the viewport cameras can be done through shortcut keys. They're all listed down here on the context menu. Just press the button and job done. So let's go back to perspective. There we go. I'm just going to create a sphere quickly just to have a model in the scene. All creating is done on the create menu, and you can either just select the option which will put a default object into your screen, or you can use the opt button, and this is the same for all of these that have got the opt, and it will bring up an options window for you. So I can now reduce those. Let's call it 12, 12, 12, and create, and that'll create me another sphere. Okay, let's move that out of the way. Just a handy thing, in editor options we have the scene editor, and this is basically a list of everything that's in your scene. So you can use this to select your models, you can hide them, you can adjust the display modes. Just click through here and it will go through all of them. Also, you can do that on a context menu, so right click there and it's object display mode and you select the one you want. Let's put that to flat, there we go. And of course you can select things on these menus. Whoops, let's unhide that and delete them with the delete key. Okay, so moving around your models, it's done on the Alt button on a Windows keyboard. I don't know what it is on a Mac, I'm sorry, I don't have one so I can't tell. So press Alt and then the left mouse button rotates around your object. The middle mouse button will pan it around the viewport, and then the right mouse button, if you then go left and right, will zoom in and out. So it's very handy to just have a look around your model every once in a while, just see what's going on. And Silo's navigation is very easy for that. Okay, so I just want to cover the basics, so I'm just going to go on to work on or show these options down here. So this left-hand group of buttons are the model type selectors, the model modes I call them. So the first one is vertex. So this one allows you to select a vertex. Sorry, I have soft select on, I'll just turn that off. This one is edge, and then polygon. This one I don't really use, it's kind of a multi-select option. I don't know much about it, so I won't explain the very little I know about it. Sorry, it's this one, and this one is item mode. Item mode will switch between the objects in your scene editor here. Next to that we have the manipulators, or gizmos. That's the object in the middle there, which I can grab and use to move things around. So the first one is the movement manipulator, and you'll notice there's like an arrow and a square on each of the axes. The arrow will move it in that direction only, and the square moves it in two axes. So the red square moves between the red and the green axes. The green square moves between the green and the blue, and then the blue moves between the blue and the red. That's the same for all of them that have those extra options. So the next one across is rotate, and this doesn't have the intermediate kind of manipulators, so it's just a question of grabbing the end and moving it around. Scale does have the intermediates, so the middle one on scale does all, and then the end one will do in that direction, and the intermediate one will do between the two axes. This is the multi-manipulator, which has move, rotate and scale on them, but it doesn't have the intermediates on them for move and scale. So going into poly mode then, we'll go to these last three, which are the selection options. So this first one is just like a drawn line. You can paint on your model and it will select the items that you move over. This is like a square marquee, so you can drag a square out. And then this is a sort of between manipulator, selection option. So if you draw a curve around your model, it will select whatever's inside it. There we go. And you'll notice that it's only selecting one side. That's because I was using the left mouse button. If you use the middle mouse button with any of those, it will select both sides of the model. Okay, so that's the very basics. I hope it's been useful to get you kind of into the world of Silo. If you have any questions, contact me through Renderosity. Yeah, that's it. I'll talk to you in another video sometime.